guys, welcome to my channel, Among.stouts. If you're new here, my name is Samantha and I'm a homeschooling stay-at-home mom of 4 kiddos. And in today's video, I wanted to answer one of the top questions that I get from other homeschooling moms, more specifically other moms who are looking to homeschool here in the state of Texas. So if you guys enjoy these kinds of videos where I'm just giving you some information about homeschooling or things of that sort, or maybe you have a question about homeschooling in general or about homeschooling in the state of Texas, don't hesitate to send me that question. You can post that question down in the comments, or you can reach out to me on Instagram and ask me the question there, and I will either answer it there in the thread, or if it's something that I'm seeing that I get a lot of, I will totally make a video to answer that question as well in more depth. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this video. So I would say in regards to homeschooling in Texas, the number one question that I get is, what the heck and how the heck do I teach citizenship? So this video is going to be all about teaching citizenship in the state of Texas. This is one that also kind of confused me at first as well, because I'm like, it's not even that it says teach citizenship, it says teach good citizenship, which is one of the very few requirements that Texas asks of you as a homeschooler. And so it can be kind of confusing, like, well, how am I supposed to teach that? And they could definitely word it much better than what they do. But in my research and asking from looking on the Texas Homeschool Coalition's page and looking at their FAQ, and then also talking to other homeschool families, and it simply just means teaching patriotism and what our nation stands for. So in a nutshell, it's teaching government and economics to your kids in your homeschool. Okay, so what they are wanting us to do is basically teach all about our U.S. history, Texas history, and patriotism. A love for our country and what it means to be a good citizen in the state of Texas and in the United States of America. So I'm going to give you some ideas and tips on how you can teach your students good citizenship if you are here living in the state of Texas, and this is also a requirement asked of you. So number one is, the easiest way is to just use a government curriculum. We used the U.S. government from Gather Round Homeschool this past year in 2020 as our government curriculum, and also we did American history as a part of CC, and again as a unit study with Gather Round. So in doing that, we incorporated a ton of books that taught us all about American history and learning our founding documents, our founding fathers, and just reading parts of the Constitution. One of the things I do want from my kids is for them to learn the preamble, but we did read it and we have read parts of the Constitution so they know what's in it. And that is probably one of the number one things that you can do for your kiddo to teach them to be a good citizen and patriotism in America, is to read the Declaration of Independence, read the Constitution, and also to learn and study the Star-Spangled Banner and some of our other songs that we sing, like America the Beautiful and God Bless America and things like that, because it kind of just teaches your kids early on the love of our country and the history behind it. So doing a government curriculum, you can do a half semester government curriculum, or even stretch it out to be a full year. Something that I think would be really cool would be to do smaller little mini unit studies on our flag and the history of our flag, and which is really cool because you can learn the history of our flag and how it's evolved and changed over time, but also the start of our flag and the people associated with our flag, like Betsy Ross. So that would be really cool. So our flag has had lots of changes over time, and a little mini unit study on just the flag would be really cool. A mini unit study on the Star Spangled Banner would be awesome. So like learning the history of that song and Francis Scott Key and learning all of the words and singing it, that would be really awesome to do. And then again, like, reading the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence, those are really good aspects to add into your homeschool. Maybe even like memorizing the preamble. Again, learning the presidents, and then even picking, I don't think that our kids need to know deep history of every single president, but maybe like, once they know a few facts about all of them, then they can do a deeper study into a specific president. Like that is something that my son's actually interested in. Is he was having questions about one of our past presidents that I actually don't know much of anything about, and so I thought that it would be fun for him and I to just to create our own little mini unit study, and for the both of us to learn more about him together. So that's going to be fun. But there's just so much in American history, and even in Texas history alone, that you could just create mini unit studies about. And whenever you're learning about these people in history and the things that they did, it in itself teaches your kid how to be a good citizen, especially like when it comes to some of our heroes. Like they have done things for a country like that we would consider them to be good citizens. So a lot of their characteristics and their behaviors will be something that we can talk about along the way and help them with that. So another way that you can easily bring in teaching good citizenship in your homeschool is by simply celebrating the federal holidays in your homeschool. So this can be done through poetry tea time. And like I mentioned before, mini unit studies. So mini unit studies around each of the holidays, just to understand the start, like who started the holiday, who declared it the holiday, why is it a holiday, why is it celebrated, and how is it celebrated. That's a good way to learn more about American history and citizenship. And then also read alouds. And I kind of mentioned this before with when we were studying government and American history, we did tons and tons of read alouds. And this is an easy way for you to learn about any of the holidays or any parts of the history or citizenship or anything like that you're wanting your kid to know, is to just simply go to the library and pick out a few books and read those books over time. Like you could pick 12 smaller books that are all age-friendly, picture books or whatever it is, and just read one a month, and like you've covered your basis for teaching citizenship in your homeschool. So when they say teaching good citizenship in your homeschool, what does it mean to be? What they're really wanting out of you is, what does it mean to be a good citizen? And in studying government and in studying American history and in studying our founding fathers, our founding documents, federal holidays and what they stand for, these are the means in which we are teaching what it means to be a good citizen, because of the people associated with a lot of these things, and why we celebrate them, why we celebrate these different things in the way that we do. And like I already mentioned, it's teaching what does it mean to be a good citizen really boils down to teaching civics, economics, government in your homeschool. So if you already know that you're teaching anything along those lines, you're reading books around anything along those lines, you are fulfilling this requirement in your homeschool. Like one of the requirements for homeschooling in Texas is that your curriculum must be bona fide. And so books, poems, videos, all of these things you're able to use as a curriculum. So if you're watching videos, like if instead of doing one book a month, if you're watching one video a month with your kids on something about civics, government, economics, of that sort, you're still fulfilling that requirement. So don't think that you have to have a full-blown curriculum in order to teach your kid what it means to be a good citizen, because it's really not necessary for you to have a full-blown curriculum. You can teach it in a lot of different ways as long as your curriculum is bona fide. If you go to the Texas Homeschool Coalition website, they have a whole page dedicated to teaching good citizenship or how to be a good citizen in your homeschool. They also have a program that I wanted to talk to you about. It's the THSC, which is the Texas Homeschool Coalition. It's the THSC Ranger Program. And they also have the THSC Good Citizenship Program. So if you're not wanting to add in like all of these books or do all of these things, or maybe your kid is really, really into this whole citizenship study or whatever, it'd be really cool to enter your kiddo into either one of these programs. Again, it's the Ranger Program or the Good Citizenship Program. And I didn't read all of the details about it or how many years. I think they can do it for like every school year. I'll leave the link to the website directly for this in the description box so that you guys can check it out. But what's really nice about it is along the way they can also earn different awards. So some of the awards that they can earn through these programs are the Alamo Award, the Ranger Award, the Lone Star Award, and the Republic Award. So this is going to be really neat for kiddos who are really interested in history and government and things of that sort. And in particular with these programs, it's very Texas history based. And so if they are some good old Texas history loving kiddos, I think that they'll really enjoy this program. And it's really nice because THSC has kind of done all of the work for you as far as creating these programs and creating awards along the way. And I think like even after these awards, there's congressional awards that they can win, probably I think even scholarships and things of that sort. So teaching good citizenship in Texas is really easy, especially if you are reading books, watching videos, having in poetry tea times and adding in poetry that way, which I think is really fun. You can knock out learning how to write, how to read poetry, and also adding in those good citizenship aspects of what you need to fulfill for Texas. And then, like I said, there's unit studies that you can do, mini unit studies that you can create on your own based off your kids' interests. You can do a full-blown government or civics curriculum if that's what you're interested in, especially as your kids are older. If they're more in the high school age, I would recommend doing like a government and civics curriculum. I think Apologia has a really good one. And then also, whether your kids are older or younger, just celebrating those federal holidays and learning the history behind them. That's a really good way to adding this requirement into your homeschool. And then if your kids are really, really interested and really into it all, there's the Ranger Program and the Good Citizenship Program through THSC that they could also do. So I hope that this was helpful. I know I was kind of redundant and kind of repeating myself a little bit, but I just wanted to make sure that I got the information out to you guys in an understandable way, because this is one, I mean, even I was kind of confused by it. This is one of those things that Texas is requiring of us, but they aren't really giving us a whole lot of information on it. And if you are already doing a geography or social studies curriculum or something like that in your homeschool, you are more than likely already fulfilling this requirement. So it's confusing, and it's one of the number one questions that I get is, how do I even teach this? So I hope that this is helpful to you guys to see like it's actually fairly easy to add in, and it's way more confusing than it is difficult to add in. And so once you understand what Texas is asking of us, it's a lot easier to implement and to understand what they're wanting. I wish that they would just say, hey, teach government and civics. But they are telling us good citizenship. And honestly, like, because that can mean something different to so many people, it can be confusing. But based off what the research that I did and being on THSC on their website, it's really all about patriotism and civics, government, and being a good citizen. So again, I hope this was helpful. I hope that I didn't confuse any of you guys any more than you probably already were with this specific requirement here in Texas. If you guys enjoyed this video, please go ahead and hit the like button. If you aren't already subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and hit subscribe. I'd love to have you here as a part of my community, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.